Hi Storyworks readers, I'm Mackenzie Caro, and I'm one of the writers here at Storyworks. I'm so excited to take you behind the scenes of my new article, Rescue in the Rainforest. It's the story of a young sloth that was found on the brink of death in a jungle in Costa Rica, and the team of rescuers who raced to save her. Sloths have always fascinated me. Both my desk and my apartment are littered with sloth-themed items. And I have long wanted to write about these adorable, and let's be honest, rather strange creatures for Storyworks. So this past summer, when I learned about the Sloth Institute, I was thrilled. I knew we had found our sloth story. But before I could start writing, I had a lot of research to do. I started by reading everything I could find. The good news is that because sloths have grown more popular in recent years, a lot has been written about them. But the challenge is that not all of the information out there is true and accurate. I had to be sure to draw information only from trustworthy sources, like science and nature magazines, scientific studies, and well-known wildlife organizations. During my research, I also watched countless videos and documentaries, so I could observe sloths in action. Very slow action. And I spent hours talking with Sam Trull, the co-founder and director of the Sloth Institute. Sam is a scientist and a sloth expert who has been working with these animals nearly every day for 10 years. She taught me all about sloths, what they look like, how they live, what they eat. And she explained the many threats that these creatures face in their homes throughout Central and South America. One of the biggest threats sloths face is deforestation. The rainforests where sloths live are being cut down to make space for farmland and homes. In Costa Rica, the cutting of large areas of forest is illegal, but deforestation still happens on a small scale. And this can cause major problems for sloths who rely on trees for food and shelter. Some sloths will begin to starve if too many trees are cut down around their home. And if a sloth needs more food, it is forced to travel far to look for it. That can lead to deadly situations. Some sloths end up on power lines, where they can touch the wires and get killed by the jolt of electricity. Others climb down to the ground and end up near busy roads where they can get hit by cars. Or they can be attacked by jaguars or even neighborhood dogs. Luckily, there are people like Sam and the team at the Sloth Institute, known as TSI, who are here to help. TSI is located in a stunningly beautiful area on the western coast of Costa Rica. And right next door to the organization is Manuel Antonio National Park. This park features nearly 5,000 acres of protected rainforests and beaches. It's filled with all kinds of animals. Within the park, these creatures are safe and protected. But animals don't know where the park ends, and many animals, especially sloths, often end up outside the park and much closer to where humans live. This is when the animals can find themselves in danger. And in Manuel Antonio, when a sloth needs help, TSI is the place to call. After I learned all about the incredible work the staff at TSI does, it was time to find the focus of my story. I knew that I wanted to tell the story of one sloth in particular. But choosing one sloth wasn't easy. After all, TSI has rescued over 400 of the animals. There was Eric, a sloth with one arm that TSI successfully released back into the wild. And Humpty Dumpty, a sloth who suffered a devastating fall but made a full recovery. Ultimately, I decided to focus my article on Snow White, a young sloth that TSI rescued back in May 2021. I chose Snow White because the story of her rescue was dramatic and inspiring. But I also chose her because she is a clear example of how deforestation, even on a small scale, can negatively affect sloths. The team at TSI thinks that Snow White began to starve after just one tree she depended on for food was cut down. Now that my research was complete, it was time to start writing. It was tempting to share every fascinating detail I had learned with you. But part of the writing process is choosing only the details that are most important to the story. It took many drafts, and many rounds of feedback and edits from my fabulous editors to get this right. Finally, about a month and several revisions later, the story was done. After writing this article, I have an even deeper appreciation and love for sloths. I also feel incredibly grateful for people like Sam and the staff at TSI, who dedicate so much time and energy to protecting these extraordinary creatures. I learned that when it comes to protecting sloths, as well as so many other creatures that live in the rainforests, there are many challenges. But after meeting Sam and hearing about the hundreds of sloths TSI has saved, I am hopeful that the challenges are not impossible to overcome, and that we can still make a difference. I hope that after reading my story, you feel the same.